In the meantime, we're additionally getting more subtleties on the Tupac Shaker murder examination. ABC News is studying the objective of the current week's police search, and what they took I didn't figure there could, at any point, be at additional means taken for this situation. It's 27 years of age. We know is that he says that he realizes who shot Tupac, and what he said in that narrative was that it came from the rearward sitting arrangement. Even just about 30 years after the strange misfortune that ended Tupac's life, there's still no response to the primary inquiry, who was behind the firing, and pointed a firearm at the covering, yet it appears as though we are fortunate to reside in the hours of finding this solution. And evidently, the proof focuses to the individual that many individuals had proactively expected seen Diddy brushes. And it's been accounted for that the music versatile is blowing a gasket about the music magnate, is going ballistic about the resuming of Tupac's case. Greetings, everybody, and welcome back to Celeb Live Divert in the new days. The web has been humming with the report about Tupac's case being returned. And as per the spilled data, the police have an adequate number of motivations to at long last tackle this secret and name the individual who gunned the rapper down a long time back. So we can close this case, since this has been such a fables for such a long time, and a discussion the police have all motivations to think that the shooter didn't act alone, and clearly did it has sprung up straightforwardly in association with the as of late resumed examination. Yet will the music tycoon be at last rebuffed? We should dig into subtleties. So September 7, 1996 turned into a shocking date for some fanatics of rapper Tupac, since it was the night when he was gunned down in a hit-and-run assault in Las Vegas, dying 6 days after the fact because of his 4 gunfire wounds in spite of numerous hypotheses, and claims no captures or convictions have at any point been presented in the defense with police, guaranteeing uncooperative observers where the explanation it stayed perplexing. And albeit many individuals pointed at famous music portable seen Diddy brushes, the Narrows Kid Records proprietor just shut down the reports about his contribution in this wrongdoing. There has been pessimistic promulgation put out about me that is false on Tuesday, July 18, 2023. The Lime Police Division affirmed that a court order was given in association with the rapper's 1996 homicide. The warrant was given in Henderson, Nevada's second biggest city, 16 miles southeast of Las Vegas. And examination has suddenly kicked once again into life when a few slugs were found at Dwayne Davis' home, otherwise called Keef ID. The projectiles are to be tried by scientific specialists to decide if they are connected to the rap symbol and despite the fact that it seems to be a strong giveaway hint to Kiki D's inclusion in this wrongdoing, the police are currently having a sizable amount of proof to think that there's someone else who ought to be charged for this sad occurrence. And it's regardless jingle, I can tell you precisely why it happened. It's happened in view of Keith Ed flapping his gums. Davis, or Kif ID, was one of 4 individuals who police accept was in the suspect vehicle with Tupac the night he was shot. The underlying suspect in the shooting, Orlando Anderson, was Keith's nephew. And it doesn't come as a shock that Orlando himself succumbed in a POS-related killing in Los Angeles. As of now, not after Tupac's NPVD, who was researched by both Los Angeles and Las Vegas police. At first denied any inclusion in this wrongdoing, yet later gave police insights regarding the case under a restricted non-arraignment arrangement. Obviously, there is more going on than Keithy needed to unveil, and there's valid justification to think that day was a piece of the entire death plan, as many individuals have been thinking from the beginning. How frequently are you going to go on a television and express that before someone must make some kind of move, the full examination is supposed to go on for weeks to months? Yet even the restricted data spilled about the case being returned set Diddy into alarm mode. And evidently the music magnate's contribution in this wrongdoing can be uncovered, and albeit the music investor probably won't have been the one pulling the trigger, the police currently have an adequate number of hints to charge Tune as an associate in this wrongdoing. and later declining to help the financial backer by concealing all hints of his inclusion. And in any event, disposing of Orlando Anderson in the past ex-official Greg Kading attempted to uncover this scandalous maker during his meeting. Orlando Anderson is totally emphatically the homicide of Tupac Shakur. Additionally, Kading accepts that the episode that took lives of Tupac and one more rap legend of the past, Big Deal Smalls, were connected by him. While exploring Big Deal's end, the official found new data connecting the two cases in light of 3 years of dealing with the case investigator, reached the resolution that Scene Brushes put a $1 million hit on both Tupac and Suge Knight, and recruited Orlando Anderson to complete the hit as the criminal investigator made sense of Diddy felt totally unapproachable, despite the fact that he employed individuals to do the shooting, and never set a foot inside that vehicle. These folks were extremely confident, and they trust in the strength of their group and their savage, and able to make a move so many fans can hardly trust that Diddy will go down for this wrongdoing, even 27 years after. Clearly, there's nobody who has faith in his blamelessness, considering how much bits of gossip about the rapper's supposed inclusion in other vile demonstrations against VIPs. As one individual remarked, he looked so shrewd next case to resume ought to be Kim Watchman's others. And another client added, when you don't actually cherish the music and is in it for business. This happens. Genuine performers don't go around wiping out individuals. Presently, after Kefiti's home was entirely looked through, the police have seen as sufficient material and proof to work with. And it appears as though it's inevitable to draw an obvious conclusion and press charges against the principal antagonist in this story. Obviously, the hunt was productive in light of the fact that the officials found a ton of stuff that might connect day support in this inexplicable case. As per the warrant, police held on to various things, including PCs, stockpiling gadgets, notes, photographs, and other documentation. As per the day-to-day Mirror, Las Vegas police additionally recuperated a few slugs, and they are intending to lead criminological testing to decide whether they have any connect to the shots found in Tupac's body or on the location of the crime, as one of the officials expressed microfibers or buildups from the weapon, or the projectile could end up being a connection. There is no data yet on the historical backdrop of the slugs, how old they are, or their importance, and it will require an investment to evaluate how the slugs assume a part for this situation. As of now, it seems like Kieft doesn't have any desire to go down for the wrongdoing he didn't carry out, and clearly sometime he will quit covering for Puffy, particularly considering how much proof the police had found in his home. Kiki D, as of now, feels that the music investor owed him a ton for covering this wrongdoing for very nearly 30 years. Do you feel like sent? No doubt he would it be advisable for me. I figure he ought to watch out. And as per him, it's difficult to stay under the radar now when the police is one stage away from finding reality. Manslaughter criminal investigators have kept scientific proof from the crime location and slugs into Pac's clothing and secure stockpiling for more than 25 years. They additionally have full-scale lab investigation of shells, slugs, and powder from the crime location. And it seems like this time Diddy will not pull off ungainly.